Welcome into the Bluegrass Weather Report. It is Sunday, March 2nd, 2025, the 13th anniversary of a very significant weather event here in Kentucky with the March 2nd, 2012 tornado outbreak. I know that day affected a lot of people across the Bluegrass, so we take a moment to remember that. And we've got a little bit of severe weather to talk about for later in the week, but nothing that significant and nothing quite that potent. Let's take a look at what's going on there right now across central, eastern, western Kentucky. We are nice and dry. As we take a look at radar Omega, you can see no precipitation in our neck of the woods. We got to go all the way back out into portions of Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, where there are some ongoing thunderstorms this evening. That storm system is going to dissipate, but another storm system is going to spin up in its wake coming out of the Rockies tomorrow, and that will move into the Bluegrass as we go into Tuesday and into Wednesday. In fact, the far western tip of Kentucky under a marginal risk of severe weather for Tuesday night right now. That will extend eastward likely when we get the new day 3 update. But the worst of the severe weather is going to be down to our south. So I know a lot of people have been freaking out. Hey, may we see some pretty bad severe weather? We're not going to see what I would consider bad severe storms Tuesday and Wednesday. But what has me concerned is the gusty wind potential. We'll get to that here in a second. Here's your Monday forecast. Starting off chilly, waking up into the low 20s. It's going to be a cold one out there. Highs going to be into the mid 50s under a mostly sunny sky. Will be warmer on Tuesday as warm air really starts surging ahead of that front. We're going to put the GFS model into motion here, and you can see we're staying mostly dry for most of Tuesday. There's your warm front off to our north. Thunderstorms staying up in the northern end of the Ohio Valley. And there's the cold front moving through Arkansas, Missouri, and Louisiana. This will be right around lunchtime or so. And then move into far western Kentucky late in the day on Tuesday. Probably sometime around 5 or 6 o'clock. We'll take a closer look at everything here in just a second on some of the more local models. And then as that storm system moves out Thursday morning, we may see a little bit of snow. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to adjust the forecast a bit once we get closer. But there is at least a small potential for that. Then we get another system in here for next weekend. Let's take a closer look using the European model, just because it's a little bit more high resolution than the GFS data. It's showing the storms approaching western Kentucky around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then pushing eastward as we go through the evening. Bowling Green around 6, 7 o'clock, and then should move into central Kentucky around 8, 9 o'clock, and then we'll get some storms along the I-75 corridor in southern Kentucky near midnight to 1 a.m., and then eventually pushing on out of eastern Kentucky. The European model not quite as aggressive with the snow chances as the GFS. It's kicking most of the moisture out of here before the cold can catch up, and I'm leaning a little bit closer to it right now than I am the GFS, at least in the long range. But one thing I do want to point out is the gusty winds we are going to see on Tuesday. I'm going to roll this back to midnight Tuesday and then play it forward. And you're going to notice these are peak wind gusts according to the North American Mesoscale model. So 6 a.m. Somerset, London, you're seeing both gusts 30 to 35 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour. Out in Bowling Green, 35, Paducah, 37, Louisville. And then as we go into the afternoon, those gusts are really going to start cranking into the 40 to 50 mile per hour range. And then as that cold front actually moves in, we could see some gusts approaching 60 miles per hour in Bowling Green, E-Town, Lexington, Somerset, Danville, Richmond, London. The model stops at hour 60 right now. The North American Mesoscale model does. You can just picture that line pushing on eastward. Now, that is enough for severe thunderstorm warnings. Even if we don't have a quote-unquote traditional severe thunderstorm, those gusts are up into severe thunderstorm range. And something to keep in mind, ground is still very, very saturated from all the rain, from the flooding. We've had a bit of a dry spell. We needed it. But I'm still concerned that soil is soft enough that kind of wind will cause some power outages from trees and power lines coming down. I'm also concerned about rock slides and landslides. Heavy rain and wind on top of a loose soil can cause some issues. So that is something I'm keeping a close eye on as we go Tuesday into Wednesday of this week. I think thunderstorms will linger into early Wednesday morning. We'll see scattered showers, possibly ending as a little bit of snow Wednesday night into Thursday morning. I think most of the day on Thursday we should be just dry and cool. We'll warm back up a little bit Friday, and then that next system dives in for the weekend. So overall, the forecast, dry for your Monday, watching the storms Tuesday into Wednesday, and then back down on the cooler side of things to wrap up the week. I'll probably do a live tomorrow night and potentially Tuesday as things are going on to go into a little bit more detail about that. So make sure to follow me both on Facebook and YouTube. Meteorologist Shane Smith on Facebook, S. Smith Weather on YouTube, X, and Instagram, and I will be bringing you updates as this event moves in. So until next time, friends, take care and stay weather aware.